And it's Thursday again.
What is up, Benjamin? How's it going?
Good. For a couple of minutes, I thought the world would end today in Berlin because it was raining cats and dogs. But now the sun's shining.
Yeah, strange day. It was absolutely pouring down. But it's nice to at least have some sun at the end of it.
Yes, exactly. And you seem to have settled down. It's the same background, same apartment.
I know.
What happened to the journeyman?
What a shock. Today I bought, or rather it was delivered to me. I bought it a couple of days ago, but an iron for clothes.
That is getting serious there, my friend.
Domesticated purchase. These are things that need. You should iron your shirts. I mean, well, this is a t-shirt.
Yeah, I have this.
That steamer.
Steamer, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we used to use that a lot in theater. It's good for like quick, but I feel like when that shirt needs. Yeah.
I know. I'm constantly checking on Amazon if there's finally some tool, some device that really does that for you. But all the ones there, they don't look so great, and reviews are not so good. But yeah, there must be something.
You gotta do it, man.
SportsTech, I would be in ironing tech or household tech, or whatever.
It's some Sunday therapy, 2 hours every Sunday. Just go there.
But this is not why we are here. Why are we here?
We're here to talk about SportsTech news.
Exactly. Top 5, like every Thursday. Today's Thursday, so we're going to do the top 5.
Yep.
All right. You starting, right?
Yeah, I'm going to kick this one off.
Go for it.
With some a nice bit of news, actually. Well, it's not super new, but it's good to see this being adopted by the professional teams. The New Jersey Devils, ice hockey. That was my hockey puck flick. But no, they've signed up with this team. With this company called Sensory. What this guy is doing, which is VR-based training for their athletes. E-skills. He's wearing the T-shirt as well, doing a good job of their advertising. So they just signed an agreement for their athletes. Not too much to the story. The company looks all right. They interestingly clearly use the same guy and same image, just in a different T-shirt on their website. But this is an interesting trend. We saw a lot of this. We've seen other startups in this segment. Companies like Rezel are more popular, which does VR training for football. The use case is interesting, especially during COVID times. You can see the videos getting set up with whatever equipment or training that they have to do. During COVID times, I see the use case completely. Of course, it's not easy to find training facilities or to be able to train with somebody else. So things like this can help improve skills. Ben, would you use VR training for your skills? Maybe for ironing skills.
Yeah, please come up with an ironing tool. Of course I would. I mean, we've been to Munich a couple of days ago. We've tested a VR solution, which was both unusual but also interesting. So I'm super open for that. And as we always say, it's a really good use case when somebody is injured and cannot move and cannot go on the pitch and use it then to improve skills. So yeah, I mean, the big question as always is, are people really adapting to it? Are they really going to use it? Is it going to be a standard thing to do, or is it still too strange? Or is it, again, a generational thing? Maybe the younger generation is like, of course I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it every day instead of going to the training, something like this. I don't know. I think there's definitely something there. Professional teams are using it. So yeah, why not?
Yeah, I mean, that's a yay for me.
Cool. Then I am going to talk about a different kind of device. We are talking about smart rowing devices, actually. And this is perfectly fitting to the tools or the devices that we talked about in the previous episodes. Maybe you remember we talked about some alternatives to Peloton, which was tempo and tonal. Last week we talked about devices that gamify things a bit more, especially Play Pulse launching their new device. And today we're talking about smart rowers. And why we're talking about them today? Because they have seen investment rounds. For example, in this one, the smart rowing machine Lit got investment from Jay-Z. He seems to be very active in that space. The interesting thing, though, is, I mean, it looks like a rower, obviously, but as you can already see, that lady and also the guy, they use it for other things as well. So, like I said, it looks like your standard rower, but you can also do a bunch of other things. So if we click on classes, and this also gives you a hint to what it actually does. So you can join some classes to be fit. So it looks very much like the Peloton principle. And you can do more than just rowing. You can do strengths, you can do cardio, you can do something for mindfulness and recovery. So they're using that one tool, which looks like a rower, for a bunch of other stuff. So basically, another very Peloton-like device coming from a different angle. And of course, it is all about entertainment and motivation, as you can see. If we click on the shop, you can see that it's a bit cheaper than the Peloton and the likes. It actually costs 1,750 euro, and I would assume that you also have to pay for a subscription. The other tool that I wanted to show you is also very interesting because they received 30 million US dollar of funding, and that device is called Ergada, which is entirely designed to be a rower, as it seems. Looks very fancy. It's connected to some workouts, as you can see. Let me try to find a better picture. Yeah, like this one. The interesting thing, though, is maybe I can play the video here. Okay. This is a bit too loud. I cannot turn off the sound here. So it's all about the experience. And contrary to the Lit device, this is not about classes. They say, hey, we throw you into the community, and the community will basically take care of you. So you row against some other guys. You can also row against yourself if you set yourself some goals. So they really want to, as they say, lock you into that program and motivate you to continue to do your workouts. And if we click on the shop here, we can see that it's as well cheaper than a Peloton, but a bit pricier than the Lit that we just seen. It's a bit more than 2,000 US dollar. Yeah, Ron, what is your take on smart rowing machines?
Yeah, I mean, I think when the Peloton for X kind of phrase was being bandied about the investment circles or in general, rowing was probably the first one that was talked about. I think Ergada has been around for a while. I don't know, for rowing, for some reason, always reminds me of Kevin Spacey and House of Cards, because that's what he does as the president of America. And like he's sitting on that rowing device and he's going back and forth. And I remember watching that because at that point I wasn't introduced to rowing as an exercise. It's like, would I do that? I don't know.
If I recall correctly, isn't it Claire Underwood then in the last episode, like being on the rowing machine or something, like as the big
also fin? Yeah, as they transition out of Spacey, out of space into Claire. Yeah, I think so. I think that's a big I don't know. If the device was as interesting as this looks, I'd give it a shot. Whether it would be part of my fitness routine, who knows? Something has to beat running.
I was a bit surprised, though. I mean, last week we talked about the virtual Olympics where you can participate. Everybody can participate in.
Yeah, rowing was one of them. Yeah.
No, I think it wasn't. I think that's the point. I think they had rowing as one of the exercises, but they did not list Ergada as one of the official devices.
Yeah, exactly. Rowing was in the list, but not Ergada. Maybe there was. I'm sure they would have had a conversation, or somebody's tried. Maybe this wasn't the company for them. For whatever reason.
Quick question: would you rather go for classes, the Peloton style, like really fancy and pushing you, like the Lit device, or would you rather go with Ergada, where you have your community, you can row against others, you don't have an instructor, and it's just about you, where you can also challenge yourself?
That's a good question. I think the competitive angle for me would probably be on that side. Like I like the idea of competing, so I like that community angle piece. But again, first I'd have to know the difference. But yeah, probably the community. I think it's more richer. The experience is a bit bigger. Yeah.
Talking about big experiences, on to the next topic.
Look at you, Benjamin, with the segues. Why not? That's you nailed the tree. Yeah, okay. So the NBA has announced partnership with Microsoft Azure to bring more insights to fans. It's this mega trend of broadcasters using data as a key point of engagement. I think they use data on one side for the engagement part, but also because visually it looks cool. Here's something on the Twitter feed. You'll see what happens, I think, with KD, or it's Kyrie, I'm not sure of this clip. But yeah, it's also this cool graphics and this cool animation, and they'll suddenly pop up as a stat to make the broadcast more interesting. So I think that's also one of the reasons that suddenly you're seeing so much more analytics on the broadcast. But there you go. Microsoft Azure is going to work with NBA and provide all sorts of interesting data points. One is face-up shooting efficiency. So like really breaking down specific points on the floor in specific scenarios and throwing data at you at the viewer. So this one is called expected shot value. So whether you're down on the low block or on the high block or in either corner, what are your conversion rates? That's one thing that they'll talk to you about. This one actually like who gets double teamed the most and what conversion rates happens with double teams. And again, you can see the graphic, like it looks perhaps more interesting for the viewer, how many times you double team per game. And then they released a chart, I think it's on this page, about who's double teamed the most, who sprints the most, passing leaders, a whole bunch of more shooting efficiency by type, a whole bunch of stuff. So it's just more and more data points that I think they're trying to get, to make the viewing experience more engaging. Ben, yay or nay?
Yeah, with my exceptional basketball skills, I would definitely be the guy who's double teamed the most, if not triple teamed. Being the threat that I am.
Just you and Steph. Actually, it was Luka Doncic who was the most double teamed per possession. So you and Luka.
And he still scores like crazy. But yeah, I mean, of course, it's interesting. I'd be interested. I mean, I really like basketball, and these are cool stats. I like them, and I think also a bunch of basketball fans out there would do the same. What I didn't understand exactly was, if I'm not mistaken, but I didn't look into it so deeply, they're using the data from second spectrum or something, and then the
second spectrum.
So why would the NBA not just go with second spectrum? Why do they also have to add Microsoft Azure to it? That I didn't.
Because they have a existing. I think they have a pre-existing partnership with Microsoft. I think that's one of the reasons that you had Surface tablets, which were on the benches a while ago. So I think it's like one of those you trying to use all the partners that you've already announced partnerships with. So who can do what? And Azure is the data platform that they're going to use. I mean, I'm assuming architecturally, second spectrum or the data is sitting on Microsoft Azure servers. So the broadcaster is picking up from there, and Microsoft, most importantly, I think, is paying them enough money to put their name on the graphic. I think that's what it basically comes down to.
Speaking about partnerships, on to the next topic. Last segment today. All right, we are talking about Clubhouse. Some of you might think Clubhouse is already not so hot anymore. That is wrong, my friends. They're just working intensely under the radar, and they have closed a partnership with the NFL. As you might now know, tomorrow is the NFL draft. I'm looking forward to it very much. It's an exciting one with all those good quarterbacks out there. And for that draft, similar to what we had a couple episodes ago when the Lacrosse League aired their draft exclusively, I think, on Twitter Spaces, the NFL partners with Clubhouse to also offer something there. So it will not be the only channel. Don't be worried about that, and they'll earn a lot of money with the actual video stream. But Clubhouse is the audio partner for the NFL, which means that in the week leading to the draft, so this week they already offered a bunch of rooms you could join, and that would, for example, be discussing some mock drafts, discussing some players, just leading or paving the way to the draft that is happening tomorrow. And the interesting thing is that also during the draft, you can follow basically every single pick. It will be aired through Clubhouse as well. There's an official channel there, and there will be some discussions around that topic. So also the NFL testing this drop-in audio-only content format. And yeah, I want to join it if I can keep myself awake at that later time of the day or during that night. But yeah, I'm curious how they're going to play it, what the user numbers are going to be. But I was actually surprised to see that partnership happening. I don't know, Ron, what do you think? Because I mean, Clubhouse was like being a bit silent over the last couple of weeks. So why do you think the NFL went for Clubhouse and not Twitter Spaces, and why they're doing it at all?
Good question. I mean, I can't speak for the NFL's decision making, but I still think that sorry?
Not? You cannot?
I mean, not in public. Let's say not in public. But no, I think that Clubhouse still has decent retention. I think the numbers are still okay. I know anecdotally different people are dropping off the platform, but the macro numbers are strong. The latest valuation crossed 4 billion. I think they added the app with the most number of subscribers that were added in year to date in 2021. Things like that. I mean, so there are some strong growth drivers. And this is before going to Android as well. The Clubhouse is still, the use case is still there. And I think there's just about each league realizing, hey, this is another media platform, to pick one, whichever one. Clubhouse is right here. They're going strong, good investors. So let's bet on them for now. But it's easy to switch. I mean, I can't imagine it's difficult for the NFL to say, hey, we also want to be on Twitter Spaces. We also want to be on XYZ platform.
I agree. And I mean, the NFL is strong enough to probably push every platform. They're basically like a superhero amongst the leagues, right?
That is true. And that is the question. Ben, on fire today with the transitions. Killing it, my friend. Yeah, top story of the day. I don't know. I find this story a bit strange. In fact, the funny thing is that of all the previous stories which I had a video playing, this is the one that I hoped would have a video playing. Unfortunately, couldn't find one. But ESPN teams up with Marvel for an NBA telecast. You remember we've talked a lot on the show about betting specific broadcasts, right? Where the entire broadcast is based for a particular audience. We've spoken previously about the Nickelodeon partnership with the NFL, where they had these end zones where, slime zones and all sorts of graphics and stuff like that. This is clearly an attempt by all the leagues to reach new audiences, whether it's betting audience or kids or whoever else. Now we're talking about Marvel, right? And literally, there's no joke here. ESPN is going to work with Marvel to create 3D virtual characters, custom graphics, animation packages. So all the same stuff. If you've seen any of the Nickelodeon stuff, maybe actually I should have pulled up that video. So what's going to happen? Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Andrew Wiggins from the Warriors, and Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram, and Lonzo Ball will be nominated as players who you as fans can assign different characters to. So one of them can be Iron Man, and one of them can be Black Panther, and somebody else is the Hulk. And fans will vote to integrate which of these characters. 3-star players from each team for Marvel hero points and performance during the game. So fans will basically be able to interact and vote which player they want as who. So I guess you could have some version of Zion Williamson being the Hulk. That's obviously the easiest connection to make. Or Steph Curry being, I don't know, Captain America or somebody like that. And these guys are doing battle on the NBA court, and with all the graphics and all the animation and stuff, they're just trying to amp it up. Ben, I don't know, is it too much? Are we overdoing this? Do you really want to watch? I mean, again, this is not for purist sports fans, clearly. It's not for us as an audience. We don't want to watch Steph, but Steph is Captain America, maybe. I don't know, maybe LeBron is Black Panther. He does that thing a lot. But I don't know, is this really, do you think it's going to attract new fans?
Yeah, definitely. No doubt, and you laid it out perfectly. I mean, these days it's all about entertainment, attention, tapping into audiences, tapping into new audience, younger audiences, and it's worked for the NFL. It'll work for the NBA as well. And yeah, everything is blending these days. It's everything is possible, and things are
Yeah,
changing.
actually, I think you make a good point there. I think the NBA had to do something. They saw the success of the Nickelodeon NFL partnership. They had to do something. And from that perspective, Marvel's not a bad partnership because, I mean, there's so much you can do. The superhero arena, you can actually make the players. So I understand the logic of the setup. Also, I can imagine it being interesting for kids.
Yeah,
I think Nickelodeon was still funny and cartoonish for me. Marvel, it's like,
but
maybe
also
I'm just not a big
yeah, I
Marvel fan.
mean, Marvel is compatible both with kids and adults, I would say.
Yeah, that's why.
And that's actually a powerful move. So it's always like one league does something interesting, innovative, the other one sees it and like, okay, we're gonna do something, but we gotta Uber them. We get to do something even cooler. And I mean, 3D virtual characters, specifically with those guys. I mean, Steph Curry, Zion Williamson, like some of the poster boys of the league, right? So why wouldn't it be successful? I'm curious, and I'm also curious how they're gonna play it. Is it like two streams simultaneously, I guess, right? Or is it just the highlights?
No, I think it's a full live stream, which it's a separate broadcast, which will have, I think, maybe on one of the additional channels or whatever. This will be a dedicated broadcast, same as betting, same as anything else. It'll be a dedicated broadcast, which will have all of this feature-rich superhero packaging.
Yeah, and I mean it's NBA or it's a Space Jam 2 time, so that also fits a bit. I don't know. Yeah, but cool stuff. I like it. When is it gonna happen? Sorry, did you say that?
The 3rd of
Oh,
May, next week, actually, just a few days. Yeah.
I should just read what's there. Yeah, cool. I'm super curious, and I guarantee you it's going to be all over the internet.
Yeah,
so,
for sure. That is for sure.
About it. Sweet. Then
all right, what are we testing this week?
Yeah, exactly. We have been testing things again. We were playing with balls. We had fun with balls. That's the name of the company who it always makes you laugh, right? Even though we heard it hundreds of times. So we went to Munich, as you probably know. We have talked about it, yeah. And we tested the MultiBall system. As you can see, it's a large. It's not a screen; it's a wall. There's a projector which you cannot see at the moment. And over this wall, there sits a sensor, and that sensor tracks what Ron and I are doing there. Somehow he managed to manipulate the machine so that he won the first game. Of course, I won the second one and some others. Yeah, you can see what it does, right? It animates you to move, to work out. So it's a gamified fitness device, so to speak. And yeah, we had a really good time. It just works. You're gonna see it in the review. You can go to our YouTube channel. It just works. We had fun. We were sweating, and it's a very mature product. And there are a couple places all over the world where you can test it. They're also working on a at-home version, which we're gonna present to you next week, which is also very exciting. And yeah, I mean, they're currently at a tennis event where some pro players are testing this. So yeah, also for pros, this is actually fun. And I think especially in squash, they're really good with this system. Ron, so how did you manage to tell that machine to let you win?
Just I have special communication skills. Same as you with the camera and like the number of takes you take to find one shot of you winning. But no, I think overall Fun with Balls is really cool. Great team. The tech is super interesting. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I can't wait to see it around more. I can totally imagine this being like a beer garden game thing. This is set up in one place. You have a couple of beers. You have a bit of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, you should check out their social channels. If you throw a bunch of balls there and that kids play, they go nuts. They will spend hours with this device. So also for parents, a really good thing to test.
Yeah, for us as well. Like, I mean, we just got there, and I found myself like, I want to try this. I want to try that. It's very Moorish, very addictive.
Yeah, I agree. All right, last topic for today. Go for it.
Yeah, this is our +1 for the day, and it's a happy little story of robots. We spoke about superheroes, but now we'll talk about something which is slightly less spectacular. Yeah, the Houston Rockets apparently have launched that you will have a robot delivering your food to you inside the stadium. That's what it looks like. Get your cold beers without having to get up off your seat. It's I can't help but laugh. I mean, the design of the robot, I guess it's optimized to carry the most amount of things, which is fair as it should be. The name is Bear Robotics. I don't know, Ben. Like this is the story is just it's cool to see. I'm happy that there is more and more stuff happening for fans, but I feel like I wanted more from this robot. I feel like it should have. I don't know if it talks. Does it say something to you?
I mean, if it would iron my shirts, I would be interested. But besides that, I think they just want to show off. Would be cool if James Harden would still be there and would have a beard or something. But that's a different story.
That's true.
No, I mean, they're exploring, they're testing. Why do they do this? Is it supposed to replace your waiters and you're going to save some money? I just want to show off that you do something cool. Want to get into the press. I don't know. I mean, also in times of COVID, maybe it's a thing. I just have sympathies for these kind of things because they're so cool. That's my take.
Yeah, exactly. I think we're really reaching with the COVID angle and all that. But exactly, like it's cool new tech. It's good to see. I mean, we've seen robots in different forms. We've been hearing about food being delivered to your seat by using drones for like forever, it seems. And maybe the first step is this bear.
Maybe it can clean the floors. Maybe it's a vacuum cleaner as well.
Yeah, a lot of things you can stuff in there. Why not? All right, that's us done.
Done for today.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Like it.
And as always, don't forget to check out niftysports.co if you are into NFTs. This week we didn't talk about NFTs, even though the Golden State Warriors have launched an NFT collection. Little plug there. Yep, that's it, I guess, right?
Yeah, just a quick shout out to our team in India and everybody else in India. I don't know if people are watching it from here, and the situation is really bad. Hope everybody is safe, and we're just praying the entire SportsTech team and everyone in general. Hope you guys pull through well.
I agree. Have a good week, everyone. Enjoy the NFL draft tomorrow.
Ciao.